Hey, what's up, everyone? Yeah, this is I'm back with this another edition of my predictions. Yeah, well, this time I decided to like cover two weekends at once because there just isn't enough interesting fights for this first weekend. So yeah. Um, First off, I want to start with this fight between Michelle Rivera, or Mccaskill, whatever you call it, and Marcos Villasana Jr. It's a pretty good fight in the lightweight division. Anyway, Rivera is undefeated with 18-0 and with 12 knockouts. So he has previously in his previous fight he beat Fidel Maldonado Jr., which was a good victory. And Marcos Villasana Jr., he's the son of the more famous Villasana Sr., of course, who maybe some of you remember was a very good featherweight contender in the 80s. Yeah, and has fought Azuma Nelson and all those guys. This guy, but his son is not that well. He's got 6 losses and 25 wins. He's got a 3-star rating on BoxRec, and he's 29 years of age. So, While this guy, Michelle Rivera, he's 22. He's rated 3.5 stars. So he's actually, I guess the favorite here. I wouldn't say that he's a very hard puncher, this guy, Rivera, but he definitely has some power anyway. While same goes for Villasana Jr. He's not a guy who usually wins in important fights anyway by stoppage. So, but he's got a few decent wins I see here against Neri Sagilan and Jose Felix Jr. So I see this will be in the Mohegan Sun Casino on Saturday. Well, I lean towards Rivera because he's got a better record and just looks stronger on paper. But Villasana has only been stopped once actually, and that was early on in his career by corner retirement. So I don't know if this will. This is a 12-round fight, so it's possible that it won't go the distance. But maybe Rivera will be able to stop him maybe in like 10 rounds or something. Yeah. So anyway, I think Rivera wins either by a late stoppage or by decision. And this on that same card we got I see Otto Wallin fighting against Travis Kaufman. Yeah, Otto Wallin is returning after losing for the first time, but in a good fight with Tyson Fury. So he's fighting a guy who is just kind of more like a solid journeyman than a true contender. This guy Travis Kaufman. So he hasn't really beaten anyone worth mentioning. So he was knocked out by Luis Ortiz in December. So actually, he hasn't had a fight since December 1st of 2018. Wow. And Wallin has not only he's the younger man by well by 5 years, but no, sorry, 6. He's got also a 2.5 inch height advantage, and 2 inch reach advantage. So he's definitely the favorite and a better fighter on paper anyway. So his only problem is he hasn't had that many fights on higher level. Hasn't fought that many guys outside of Europe. So, but anyway, I still expect him to win at least, if not by a knockout, then on points. So this is a 10-round fight. It may well go the distance, but yeah, I mean Kaufman. He does seem tough because he was knocked out by Ortiz, but in 10 rounds. So I don't know if Wallin will, be able to replicate that. So I think he will win maybe on points. Otto Wallin. Yes, and then the best fight on that same card is David Benavides or David versus Romer Alexis Angulo. Yeah, David Benavides is really one of the best. I think maybe the best super middleweight right now, really, and he's one of my favorite fighters today. He just I don't know what else to say. He's still very young, of course, 23. But he's very tall. He's rather tall for a super middleweight, and but this guy Angulo is just a little shorter, half an inch, and Benavides has 2 inches reach advantage. So I don't really know this guy Angulo well, but he's from Colombia, so that means he's got power definitely. So this is not really a safe fight, for Benavides, but this is definitely a fight he should win, definitely. And well, this guy hasn't been stopped before, but doesn't mean that Benavides can't do it. I think most likely Benavides will. Well, he hasn't fought since September, so he might be a little rusty, So that's a factor that goes against him winning by a knockout. But anyway, Benavides wins for sure. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I kind of just now changed my mind about this because I suddenly discovered there were a couple more fights that I want to talk about. So I will not do 2 weekends at once. So yeah, because this weekend that comes after this one is going to be pretty packed, with good fights. Alright, we are continuing. We got actually, for the first time, I would like to, I'm going to do a female fight, actually, because it's pretty big. And it's between Cecilia Brækhus and Jessica Mccaskill. So you see, this is in Oklahoma, actually, promoted by Eddie Hearn. Yes, so this might be actually even the last fight of Cecilia's career. Who knows? She's now 38. Has been fighting since 2007, actually. Yeah, so now she's 36 and 0 and with 9 KOs. And well, Jessica Mccaskill, her record may not look so strong. She's got 8 knockouts. I mean, sorry, 8 wins, 3 by knockout, and 2 losses. But those 2 losses came, both kind of questionably. One was against Katie Taylor, and the other one was a split decision to, Katonia Fisher in her second fight. So this woman has actually beaten Erica Anabella Farias, who is twice, who is one of the best female boxers today. Or yeah. So this will not be an easy fight for Brackus, even though Mccaskill is only a year younger, 3 years younger, or almost 4 actually. So, but anyway, I still think, I don't know, unless she has started to deteriorate as a fighter, Cecilia, that she should actually win this fight. But it will be a good competitive fight, I think. Yeah. So I think Brackus wins. Maybe I can see a draw, maybe even perhaps, or a split decision. So this is in America, and she's fighting against an American, so she hasn't done that a lot previously. She mostly fought in Germany, and now in the later years she's been fighting in Norway also. So she's kind of used to having well, perhaps not that she needs any home advantages, but at this age, it might be preferential. But anyway, she is doing the right thing definitely by going over to the States, and yes. Even though this is not her first fight in USA. Alright, so that was that. And one more, which is super welterweight. Israel Madrimov, who is really a rising contender from Uzbekistan, is fighting against Eric Walker. And Eric Walker is a baby-faced assassin. Yeah, alright. So, I see this guy Walker who has 2 losses. He's not a big puncher, so this fight, I think, is almost guaranteed to be a victory for Madrimov, who has won all of his first 5 fights by knockout. Yes, super welterweight. Only thing Walker has an advantage in is height, but it's not so big. It's 1.5 inch. Yeah, Madrimov is 25 and Walker is 37. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this will probably not go the distance. I wouldn't expect it to. I'm really excited to see Madrimov progress and fighting, the best at 140, like, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, all those guys, So Madrimov, I expect to win again by a knockout here. I don't know when, but it will happen, I think very likely. So that was it for now. next weekend or next week I will be back with a really good prediction video for a really good boxing weekend. So until then, take it easy. Bye.